Mexico City stood electric on the night of July 25. The sounds of cheers, chants, and the echoes of boots stomping across canvas filled the legendary walls of the Gimnasio Olímpico Juan de la Barrera. And under those lights, the spirit of Lucha Libre AAA danced through the air like fire. But it wasn't just a night of acrobatics and violence, it was a convergence of eras, of icons, of living legends and rising royalty. The crowd came for action, and they got it. Lucha Libre in its purest, most passionate form. Yet what truly set the internet ablaze the following day wasn't a head scissors or a moonsault. It was a photo. A single snapshot shared by Lady Flammer, the reigning AAA Reinas de Reinas Champion, from backstage. A quiet moment. A historic connection. There she stood, draped in her crown of fire and glory, and beside her, the Undertaker. Yes, that Undertaker. The dead man. The Phenom. The icon who walked the dark corridors of WWE for over 3 decades. A shadow of myth now walking among Mexico's brightest flame. It was more than a photo. It was a torch. Not passed, not yet. But acknowledged. Because when a queen meets a legend, history listens. Flammer didn't post a caption. She didn't need to. The image said it all. Respect. Power. Legacy. And just miles away, another warrior prepared to say goodbye. Josh Barnett, the former UFC heavyweight champion, bruiser, thinker, storyteller, spoke with fire and emotion in his voice as he appeared on the Fight Guys podcast. He wasn't promoting a fight. He wasn't hyping a card. He was reflecting, remembering, honoring, because he had been there. At WWE Saturday Night's main event, earlier this month. The night the Titan took his final steps. Goldberg, a name that shook arenas. A man who speared through eras. A presence so powerful that just his entrance made fans rise before the first bell. And now, it was over. Barnett didn't hesitate when the call came. It was a blast, he said. Simple, honest. Because for Josh, this wasn't business. It was family. Bill is basically family to me, he continued, the weight of years in every word. This wasn't about nostalgia. This was about blood and bond. Warrior to warrior. When I got the call about being there as a part of his walkout, supporting him in this retirement match, it was a no-brainer. For Barnett, Goldberg's final match wasn't just the end of a chapter. It was a salute to fire that never faded. So, any day, any time I'll be there for you. And he was. Standing tall. Watching a friend, a brother, a fellow warrior walk into that ring for one last roar. I was just super proud to be able to be a part of that with him. That pride wasn't just spoken, it was shared by millions watching. Because Goldberg was more than a streak. More than a spear, he was a force. And for Barnett, that force had been personal. The stage may have been WWE. The crowd may have been roaring for spectacle. But in Josh's heart, this was sacred ground. And in another corner of the wrestling world, Lady Flammer was holding her own sacred ground. She wasn't just defending a title, she was carving a legacy. A queen doesn't ask permission. She reigns. And on July 25, she did just that, only to wake the world the next day with a photo that rewrote the week's headlines. Because when Lucha Libre meets The Undertaker, the earth rumbles. The new era isn't asking for space. It's taking it. And veterans. They're not resisting. They're respecting. Wrestling isn't just moves and matches. It's moments. Moments like Barnett watching Goldberg rise one last time. Moments like Flammer standing beside the dead man with quiet fury in her eyes. 2 different nights. 2 different legends. One shared pulse. The beating heart of pro wrestling. It lives in arenas from Mexico City to Madison Square Garden. It flows from the masked luchador to the barefoot brawler. It dances with age and burns with youth. And it never dies. It evolves. Because wrestling isn't about eras ending. It's about torches lighting new paths. Lady Flammer knows this. So does Barnett. And even as Goldberg stepped away from the ring, he didn't leave empty-handed. He left with love, with support, with warriors at his side. Because in this world, real recognizes real. And on the canvas where pain becomes poetry, where legacy bleeds louder than words, these names, Flammer, Barnett, Goldberg, Undertaker, they don't fade. They echo. Across generations. Across languages. Across styles. And fans. They remember. Because no matter how great the grass is elsewhere, as Letta once told Peacemaker, you belong here. In the ring. In the fight. In the story, Where Legends Walk, and Where Legends Rise,